Gaming news today is all about expectations. First, PlayStation has spoken to the potential of a PS5 price increase, and there are a variety of ways that this goes down. They're looking into a lot of different options. Second, Elden Ring Nightreign has revealed how things will be changing run to run, setting expectations in a gameplay video that they did with IGN, so you can set your expectations on what you can expect from the upcoming multiplayer game from FromSoft. Third, speaking of multiplayer, FBC Firebreak closed technical test has gone live and previews are landing, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown as to what folks are saying who have already gotten their hands on it. And as always, I've got a game at the end for your wish list and for your radar. And I will be diving in to the Blades of Fire demo today. It's actually coming out in a week, but they're pushing out the demo today on all platforms, so we'll be checking that out around noon Eastern. If you're looking for that, make sure you check that. That'll be a separate stream. And if you want to support me directly, there's a variety of ways to do it. The easiest way is if you're watching on YouTube, always remember to hit like, hit subscribe, make sure your notifications are set to all. We do extra content though, but only for paying members. So click join, pick Member Plus. That will get you into all of that extra content. It's how I do this full time. We have so many people that are doing that, but that needs to continue to go up, as well as if you want to support me on Twitch. Those that do, thank you. Especially if you have Amazon Prime, you can use your Twitch Prime on me every month over there. Go over to Twitch and look for Reforge Gaming. You'll find me. So let's get into this and let's discuss what's going on. So in case you missed it, in the wake of Xbox raising its prices on all consoles and hardware, many speculated that PlayStation would be close behind. Well, they haven't yet. And their current earnings call discussed the potential. They highlighted the fact that currently they don't need to because they have a stockpile of PS5s in the US. They sort of prepared for this. They are even considering bringing production to the United States. This is what Hiroki Totoki had to say on the matter. Quote, "Hardware can of course be produced locally. I think that would be an efficient strategy. PS5 is being manufactured in many areas. Whether it is going to be manufactured in the US or not, it needs to be considered going forward." Now, many have been quick to mislead and misrepresent this, and they have claimed that Sony declared a price increase is coming. The exact opposite is true. If they wanted to raise the price, they would have done so already. In the wake of Xbox's own price increase, it would have been the perfect time, and you could mention inflation, tariffs, and global shifting realities and just move on with your day. But they have not done that. It's actually quite impressive. They've noted this internally, that it's impressive that they are keeping pace with the PS4 and they are not able to leverage the mid-gen price reduction that the PlayStation 4 was able to do. They're sort of struck by that reality, which is why they're trying to avoid a price increase. According to Hiroki Totoki, they are considering other options to avoid this, and I think it's obvious why they don't want to. The PS5 is currently right on pace with PS4 without the mid-gen price reduction, so a mid-gen price increase could potentially hurt their consistent demand. Also, they have continued reports that they have new users buying the PlayStation 5, likely coming from Xbox or PC, given some of the recent market realities for both of those platforms. A really great way to disrupt your current standing and demand is by increasing the price. So for now, they seem very motivated to not increase the price, and hopefully the tariff situation can calm down and they can avoid it entirely, especially with big titles like Death Stranding 2 and Yote landing. According to the same report, they are forecasting an increase in first-party game sales. So they either have a surprise first-party game that's going to land before March of next year, or they think that Death Stranding 2 and Yote will outsell Helldivers 2 and Astrobot, which, considering how well Helldivers 2 did, that would be a very strong sales presence for this fiscal year. Regardless of how this shakes out, the good news is no price hike for now, and they do seem very motivated to avoid it altogether. So what do you think? Will it happen? When will it happen? Or do we dodge this price increase bullet? Let me know in the comments below, or you can come discuss it in a live stream. We also need to talk about these Elden Ring details because they just got revealed. So how exactly are things going to change from one run to the next in Elden Ring Nightreign? Well, new details have emerged from IGN first. According to them, every run will give you different rewards in the loot department, and this forces you to, quote, cobble together a build from whatever you find that run. Bosses will also be random except for the night battle on the third day, and then they gave details about the world itself. All geographical elements will remain static and unchanging. Sites of grace, everjails, wind currents, things like that will not be changing. But everything else, locations of points of interest, the rewards you find at those points of interest, wandering mini-bosses, main bosses, all of those are left up to chance. And something else that can change a run are something called world events called Shifting Earth. This is like a modifier. It can add something like a giant crater, rivers of lava to sections of the map, and then that area will have more challenging enemies. But the video indicated it is worth it to do these areas. You might want to wait until day 2 when you're stronger, because they got all the way to the bottom of an area that was new. It was a modifier. They fought a boss, and they got an epic level reward, and they were even able to upgrade one of their weapons to a maximum level. So these modifiers will bring great risk, but also the potential for great reward. But it's not over. Just escaping the crater that they went down into was challenging in and of itself, even after beating the boss. There are also random events that can happen during a run. One example is that Margit can just sort of show up and essentially invade your game. Another one was a cyclone seen in the distance, and when they got there, they were very difficult enemies to fight. Also, there was one where a boss from all the way across the map was shooting mortars that, if hit you, lower your level. And to get those levels back, you got to track down that boss and kill them. The IGN video indicated that the closing circle prevented them from doing this, and it essentially doomed their run because they could not get those precious levels back. There was also some that haven't even been seen, like the Forest of Corruption, Madness Towers, and more. And if you don't like the modifier, you can always use the bed to rest and remove the modifier, or have it replaced with something else. Needless to say, it all sounds very crazy, punishing, and also potentially very rewarding, but also very much not for me. So what do you think? Do these details make you want to play, or do they make you want to skip? Let me know in the comments below, or come discuss it in a live stream. We also have FBC Firebreak to talk about, so you may have missed this, and depending on when you're watching this, you may have missed the chance to even play in the FBC Firebreak technical test. It's live right now, and previews are coming in from outlets who were able to already play the game. So let me give you a very quick review roundup, or I should say preview roundup. PC gamers seemed to really enjoy it, and they noted that the different kits made for really good complementary gameplay, as opposed to 3 people just sort of mowing down hordes of enemies. Similar to how the Deep Rock Galactic uses the classes to offer different abilities and playstyles so that you can help each other navigate the area. They concluded that, quote, "There's definitely appeal to a co-op game in 2025 that doesn't ask you to swear your life to it, but I do worry about the approach that FBC Firebreak will make it easy to pass on." Now, this is obviously the concern of any live service game. PvE makes it more approachable and less stressful than PvP, but without FOMO, fear of missing out, or some kind of a grind, it could be easy for folks to bail on the game after just a few weeks of fun. Game Informer also enjoyed their time with it, and they concluded that, quote, "FBC Firebreak is weird, both aesthetically in-game and as a product, but after playing, my hesitation at the weirdness has been replaced by enthusiasm." And the devs seem to want to coexist, and they don't want to be the next big game. Here's what one of the devs said: "It depends on how you define success. I mean, if you're trying to make over the world and you were trying to take over the world and make $1 gazillion, yeah, you better have Fortnite on your hands. We want to make something that players will like and that will serve a wider goal for us also of showing people Remedy is more than these atmospheric single-player experiences." So it seems like they are content with offering something solid and fun and showing off their abilities. They're not necessarily trying to be the next Fortnite. Engadget said it should be a great entry in the co-op shooter genre, and they do say that it needs some polish. PCGamesN.com said that FBC Firebreak is a frenzied and flexible co-op FPS that they can't wait to play again. And WCCF Tech said that overall, based on this preview, I believe Firebreak has a shot at becoming one of the favorite pastimes of co-op shooter fans. It won't be the game you lose your life on, but it isn't meant to be. So it's due to hit Epic Games Store, Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S on June 17th for $50. Does this sound like something that you would want to dive into or skip? Let me know in the comments below, or you can come discuss it in a live stream. So now I've got to give you a game for your wish list and your radar, and this one may have drifted off your radar. I'm going to stop the recording now. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake. Well, thanks to a recent Ubisoft earnings call and eagle-eyed gamers, we now know that this game is releasing before March of 2026. Given that reality, we're going to want to keep our eyes open for this one, because they did say it was coming in 2026, but the recent earnings call said it's going to land in this fiscal year. So this could be landing in January, February, or March. The annual Ubisoft report is something that I think is also giving us an indication. We could be looking forward to an announcement at the annual Ubisoft Forward event that happens during the Summer Game Fest season, and maybe we finally get a look at gameplay. So that's it. That's the show open. That's the news. Now it's time for the discussion. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to do a really quick check on something. We record that opening segment, and yesterday it didn't record any sound, and I'm going to make sure that it actually did record sound. Let's take a look here and see to this, and let's discuss what's going on. There it is. Okay, we actually have sounds today. So when I give my my producer the video, he'll actually have audio to work with. I recorded the opening segment yesterday, and he's like, "Dude, what the heck happened?" He's like, "I don't have any sound." I sent him a muted video. Okay, there it is. It's hitting frame. Boom. All right, he's good to go. He can use that to make shorts or what have you. And I've got some people to thank. We have a friendly little competition going on here, and we decided that every 25, whoever helps us hit it is the one that's going to get the gifteds. And the first 5 bomb of the day, Han shot first, and so did you, comes in from Joker Quinn. Thank you so much. And that takes this total to 13. Twitch already beat you guys to the 25. I owe them 5. Don't let me forget about that. We appreciate the continued support of both platforms. And the grand total here, though, is going to hit 73. So we're 2 away from me owing you guys some members. And as I said, whoever hits the milestone is the one that's going to get it. So it's a bit of a race. And Stone Spire's going to come in, and I think he's going to secure it for YouTube. He hits 374. We're now 1 away from the next milestone. So if you guys scramble, whoever hits it, that's who gets the gifted. And Stone Spire's going to do it. He secures the 375, and that's going to go to YouTube. Thank you so much for doing that, Stone Spire. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Make sure you're smashing the like button if you're watching on the YouTube. Make sure you're doing that, and we appreciate it. You can grant a person multiple gifted subs. I have no idea. I don't know you could do that. Are you like giving them like multiple months or something? It says, I'm not making excuses or defending Sony. What I'm saying is that they aren't going to readily admit that they will be increasing prices and holding out until the current stock that's in stores runs low and they have to refill. And a VIP comes in from Jack Garland, and that's going to be an Agent of Chaos. That's going to push us past the 375. Thank you so much, Jack. And he says, Suburban Mafia, a.k.a. Homeowners Association, mailed me pics of my front lawn saying, I don't have enough grass. Man, ain't even safe. A man's not even safe in his own house. That's unfortunate. You don't have enough grass. Well, tell him to come plant some. Anyways, the situation with the price increase with PlayStation, I don't think people understand the weight of the CEO of a Japanese company saying they're considering doing production in the US. Like that's a pretty significant thing that he said that out loud. That like, listen, we don't want to raise the prices, and we're considering all of our options. He's like, manufacturing locally is an option. Who's moving production to the U.S.? Like what? An Asian company moving their production to the U.S. is significant if that actually happens. So we'll see. We will see. Yeah, I saw your screenshot, Sven, of you falling like, I don't know, like 100,000 meters through the map. It's crazy that it just let you keep going and there wasn't like a floor. A $5 super chat tip from Juice Man. My PS5 Pro is looking like a better investment if the price is going up. Won't have to pay when I trade it in for the PlayStation 6 years later. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. And T-Man Grow with 44 months and a VIP, and another VIP renewal from Angry Pete. 44 months as well. Creeping towards the 4-year mark on YouTube. Thank you for the great content. Well, thank you boys for taking the line to 378. And then this little contest here just switched to 15. There we go. every 25, whoever does this over here as well also gets a bonus. So like right now it's a race to 50, okay? Because Twitch already got you guys. They already beat you to the 25. So Twitch, I do owe you guys. I'm going to do that now. I owe you guys 5, and then I also owe 5 to YouTube as well. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy the fun incentives. I hope you enjoy the memberships and the subs that you get from me or anybody else. Bro ignored my super chat. Where? I read Juice Man's. Oh, I'm sorry. If you do it during the show, open Easy E, I might not see it. I am sorry about that. Easy E with the $5 super chat. Curious to hear Lono's spin on AC Shadows sales and Ubi stock plummeting. You want me to spin the fact that it was like their second most successful revenue generating game ever, and it behind Valhalla, and it set a record on PlayStation, and they anticipate it continuing to do well? What do you mean spin? And they're plummeting stock. You understand they're in a depressed state in the market right now, right? The idea that you're going to spend $5 and think you're going to get me in a gotcha when you're just demonstrating your own ignorance about what's actually been reported and why Ubisoft stock prices are going down. It has nothing to do with AC Shadows. They literally reported in an earnings call that AC Shadows did incredibly well. I know that's difficult for people like you. How many units did they sell? What? That's not the point. You can't tell shareholders something that is false. You can get sued for that. So they reported to their shareholders that AC Shadows did incredibly well. I don't know what to tell you. They're not allowed to say that if it's not true. Their stock price has nothing to do with AC Shadows. That's just something that's been touted by people that wanted the game to fail, and because it obviously didn't fail, you're just coping and being like, yeah, well, it didn't save Ubisoft. It was never intended to save Ubisoft. It was never intended to save Ubisoft. That wasn't the point. The Assassin's Creed Ubisoft plunges 18%. Yes, of course their stock is going down. They're not in a great place at all. The spinning nonstop. You're not saying any facts though. You haven't stated a single fact. What am I spinning? Their stock value, you understand that Ubisoft has like 19,000 employees, right? Like, it's one of the largest companies out there, and one game was never going to fix all their problems. Look how many failed projects they've had that have done poorly. Like, there's no need to spin. I'm not spinning. You're not saying a single factual thing. You haven't spoken a fact yet, other than that their stock is dropping. Their stock dropping happened on the heels of their earnings call because they're not doing well as a company. That's what's supposed to happen. Like, that's a natural course of, hey, we just didn't have a very impressive earnings report, and then your stock value goes down. In the midst of that earnings report, they reported lots of good things about AC Shadows. It did very well. They're anticipating continued revenue from it. So again, I think guys like you're so emotionally invested in seeing that game fail that the irony of you accusing me of spin, you're the one spinning. You're spinning out. Like, you can't even accept the fact that, like, a game you preemptively hated did well. Like, I mean, talk about being emotionally insecure. Like, Jiminy Christmas. It's just a video game, man. Facts are the facts. It did well. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It also has a really, really great user score on all the platforms. Units sold? I don't know why you keep going back to units sold. What relevance does that have? AC Shadows is a flop? No, it's not. I mean, you guys are just saying things that aren't factually true. Look, it's not the topic of today, so you're going to try and spin this into, oh, he doesn't want to talk about it. The topic of the day is the PS5 price increase, Elden Ring Nightreign details. Those are far more pressing and far more interesting than listening to weirdos like you cope with the fact that AC Shadows did fine. Like, I don't have any interest in debating people that are as stupid as you. I don't. Like, go hang out on Twitter. You're too dumb for here. You really are. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to spare myself the headache. Guaranteed, that's probably not even, you probably haven't even paid for that membership. Somebody else probably did. Douches like you don't really live long here, so you're probably not paying for that. Like, and be sure to clip this and say that I ban people and assume they're gifted. I don't want people like you here. Where's the other guy? Let's get him out of here too. Get you the frick out of here. Take a walk. I'm not interested in having people that perpetuate lies and falsehood in my community. Go somewhere else. There's plenty of YouTube channels for dishonest losers like you to hang out in. I don't have the patience for it anymore. I don't care. I will glean and absolutely threshing floor the user base here to get people like you the frick out because you're too stupid. Can't hang out here. Go somewhere else. Be sure to make a couple more alts and come back in because you're so emotionally invested in the success of another video game. And a 10 bomb comes in from Risic. Look at that. See that? This is just you being replaced. Just like that. Adios. Thank you so much for the 10 bomb, Risic. We'll walk him out and we'll just replace him. Total jumps to 388. And then the contest is now a little bit closer. Thank you so much. And I forgot to add Snake. Snake over here, and no, I missed two, actually. Snake and Mile High renewed on Twitch. 20 months from Mile High says, take my Prime, bro, take it. Thank you so much for 20 months of support and using your Prime. And then Snake using your Prime. I really enjoy most Ubisoft games. Thank you so much. The crazy thing is I've been very honest about my disappointments with that game. Like, I liked it, played it, and then just have been very honest about why I stopped playing. Like, spin that, I guess. A 2-spot from Bor says, I'm just going to delete that. Don't put that kind of crap in a super chat. You want to bring politics in here? You can take a walk too. Super Googly with the super chat says, I'm a longtime FromSoft fan, but I'm not too optimistic about Nightreign since it's multiplayer. I hope they prove me wrong. And then a 5 bomb comes in from Risic. And he insists on getting us to the next milestone right there, taking us to 93. And that is OG DSB is also going to bump the line as well. And then we're going to have 6 to take the total up to 31. It's now officially tied in the race to 50. We made a new contest as well. Whoever gets the milestone gets the gifted, okay? So whoever gets us to the 400, that's where I gift the members, whether it's Twitch or YouTube. Instead of racing, like, because, I mean, obviously we're racing to 50. That's fun. That's separate. And Alex is going to come in with a 5 bomb, and he gets us 1 away. It's any person's game to claim the 400 milestone, and that's going to skyrocket Twitch to 36. Thank you so much. And Risic's going to sneak in and steal it. A little too fast. Sorry, Alex. He beat you. He beat you. 401. You got to be quicker than that to beat Risic, man. He was ready. He was ready. And there it is. I now owe YouTube 10. Don't worry. There's still the race to 50. PWH Town, thanks for jumping back in with 2 months of memberships. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, man. Bumps it to 38. And Joker Quinn and JC also are going to do singles coming in. So that's going to be 3 with the resub on Twitch. I'm sorry, no, that's going to be 404. That was 3 additional. Thank you guys so much. I'm doing my best to keep track of everything here to get it to 404. But then we got to add 2 more here as well. You guys are going crazy in the little contest here. You love to see it. Oh, sorry. I needed a drink after all that. If you like Elden Ring and you like roguelikes, I don't understand why you wouldn't love Nightreign. I think Nightreign sounds perfectly fine, but it sounds like something that I would not vibe with. It's like, yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm going to enjoy Doom, and then I'm going to go back to Expedition 33, and then I'm going to play Death Stranding 2. Like, I don't, how's the politics? Here, I'll tell you what. If that's your response, here, I'll help you out, too. Take a walk. Bye. You're not going to super chat me and put political figures in the super chat and then need it explained to you how that's bringing politics to the discussion. Again, you're like the other 2 people I banned. You're just too stupid. I can't do it. I can't. I don't have the patience for it. I'm not a preschool teacher, so I don't have the patience to deal with the mentality of children. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just walking people out the door when they do it. I don't care if you're giving me money. Doesn't matter. I'm not dealing with it. You literally put a political figure's name in a super chat. And I have to explain to you how that's politics? Like, really? Jiminy Christmas. Rare mood. I just don't have any tolerance for it anymore. We've got a show that we like to do and discussions we like to have, and these douchers that want to come in and disrupt that with idiocy, I'm just walking them to the dadgum door. It just isn't worth it. There's way more people here that want to have good conversations and a good day, and they ruin it, and they're not allowed to anymore. No tolerance for it. You think I need you? You think I need your viewership or your chat activity? I don't. I got plenty of people that want to hang out and have healthy, good, productive conversations. You can take your nonsense to the dadgum curb. We got more important things to do than entertain the delusional ramblings of these morons. I'm glad I went with Member Plus. If you go to Member Plus, you'll never miss anything. You'll never miss a piece of content on the YouTube channel. You won't. There's all this, we do those extra segments in Green Room, and also Green Room is now where gameplay takes place if I want to continue a game. I played more Doom yesterday for the folks in Green Room, and we had a good time. Jack Garland says, I'm hoping the PlayStation does not increase the price, but I got a PC that can run mid-spec games, and I'll take my focus to indie games on PC if they do. The price increase could still likely come. Don't get it twisted. I'm just trying to give you guys the full scope of what Sony actually said. Sony internally is like kind of raising their eyebrows at the fact, track with me here, the PS5 is pacing with the PS4 without the mid-gen discount. They are internally impressed by this, okay? So that makes perfectly good sense as to why they're like, we don't want to raise the price. We are doing just fine, and we did it without the price reduction that the PS4 got to enjoy. So let's not ruin a good thing. Let's not ruin a good thing. And when Hiroki Totoki's like, we're considering manufacturing locally in the U.S., I don't know how that's not a record scratch in gaming coverage. Like, why is the games media not saying, wait, whoa. The CEO of a Japanese company just said they're considering bringing production to the U.S.? What? Like, he said that to shareholders, y'all. He didn't just say that, like, in an interview, like, yeah, that's a possibility. He said to shareholders they are considering all options, and that's something they're considering. That's not a minor thing. You don't tell, as a Japanese company, you don't tell your shareholders that you're considering moving production to the U.S. if you're not desperate to prevent this price increase from happening. That sounds like they're like, we're considering everything. Because if you look at their earnings, how much Sony is making, right, everything's up. The biggest portion of it's PlayStation. PlayStation's where they make all their money. Or not all of it, but it's where they make the bulk of their money. They're like, we don't want to mess this up. We got to keep this thing going. This has been doing very well for us. It would be production for U.S. consoles only. This is correct. Yes, Jay. They do production in lots of different... I think maybe people are misunderstanding me. I'm not trying to misrepresent what the man is saying. He said they already have manufacturing of the PlayStation in multiple countries. They're considering adding the U.S. to that. Considering could just be mentioned in a meeting, to be fair. You understand the significance of the CEO of a Japanese company in a shareholders call. This isn't just a meeting, homie. This wasn't just like a knock-around round table at a coffee shop. This was a shareholders meeting. And he says, yeah, they're considering adding the U.S. to their manufacturing. Like, you want, if you try to downplay that, you're just betraying what little you know. That's not a small thing. That's not a small thing that he said it. Sony Music's also a big moneymaker. Their biggest moneymaker, my point is, their biggest moneymaker is PlayStation. If you look at their earnings chart, where like the thing's just up, this huge portion of it is PlayStation. They don't want to mess that up. It's their cash cow. And they're projecting an increase in first-party sales this fiscal period. So they're either thinking that like Death Stranding 2 and Yote are really going to go crazy, or maybe there's a surprise in there somewhere. I don't know. Maybe that Venom game is coming. I don't know. But Helldivers 2 sold incredibly well last year. Yote and Death Stranding are apparently going to outpace it. Because Astrobot did fine, but Astrobot wasn't beating the door down like a Horizon or something, as far as quantity of sales. Considering not saying it'll happen, no, you're shadowboxing. Nobody said it's going to happen. I'm talking about the significance of them saying we're considering all options. Super Googly with the super chat. Once the price increase hits, people who complained about the $700 PS5 Pro will realize it was a steal while it lasted. Again, it could happen, and I honestly think if it happens, they might not even touch the Pro. I think they'll do $50 on the base unit and the digital unit. I don't know if they're going to touch the Pro. The Pro might have built-in padding. I don't know. It seems like they would do the base models instead of the Pro. That to me is what I would imagine they would do. I don't think they would do it to the Pro. I could be wrong. I'm just speculating. That they would avoid the price increase on the Pro and they would do it to the base unit. Because the Pro is already at 700. I don't know. That's the 2 terabyte Xbox going up to like 730 or whatever is that's a nice little benefit to PlayStation to have that presence in the market right now. You know what I mean? That's not bad for people to walk into the store or to be price comparing and saying like, oh, wow, like the Pro isn't even the most expensive console in the market anymore. There's a model of the Series X that costs more. Pro could probably get a price increase. Anyone with $700 to spend on a console probably has $800. Given that the Pro was anticipated to pace behind PS4 Pro and it is pacing behind, I don't think that they would do that. I think they would avoid it. I think they would do the base unit. I mean, we're guessing, so one of us could be right and the other could be wrong, and vice versa. The takeaway from this is that they seem heavily motivated to not raise the price, because if they were going to raise the price, they would have already done it. They would have totally already done it. Hey, he's like out of frame. Come back in frame, buddy. There you go. Oh, somebody covered him up. Ocean Blue does 2 months of a Prime. Look at that. 405. We are a 20 bomb away from 425. I'm just going to say this, all right? The platform that hits the milestone gets the gifted. We also have the race to 50, and that can also get your platform some gifted. So you guys do with that what you will, all right? I owe YouTube 10. I owe YouTube 10 at the current moment. I'm actually going to do that now. Wait, did I already do it? No, I did 5. I did 5 on Twitch. I've not done YouTube's yet. Let me take care of YouTube. If you guys haven't hit the like button yet on YouTube, do me a favor and do that. Nice strong turnout today. I appreciate it so much. Let me go ahead and give YouTube the 10 that I owe. I'm not arguing about the basics of corporate governance law. Yes, CEOs lie to their shareholders all the time. Let's just go with that. I don't think this is a time where a CEO would say something just to posture or to bluster, because he knows it would raise some eyebrows in the room. I don't think Hiroki Totoki's like, well, we're going to posture like we might move, some production to US. That'll calm everybody down. No, he was telling them, listen, he's making assurances because they're going to potentially be impacted by $680 million of loss from the tariffs. So $680 million is what they're anticipating, getting hit with. And so they're basically saying, listen, they're making assurance to the shareholders, we're going to do everything we can to cushion this blow. We're looking into all options, because you're basically telling the shareholders, why aren't you raising the price? Because that has to be on their mind. They're like, what are you doing? Raise the price. Not all of them, but there are certainly some shareholders that are going to say, what are you doing? Xbox raised their prices. Everybody's raising their prices. Why are we not raising our prices? Well, again, internally, they're impressed by the fact that the PS5 is keeping pace with the PS4 without a price reduction. Okay? Without a price reduction. So, PS4 got to enjoy a mid-gen price drop. The PlayStation 5 has not been able to do that. They actually raised the price of it last year or something in select markets. There was 6 markets or something they raised the price in. So they've already actually increased the price instead of decreasing the price. Like the mid-gen price drop is a great way to increase demand for your product. Okay? Not increasing prices is a de facto mid-gen price drop. Sure, but you know the impact of announcing the price drop. You know the impact. You've got 60-something, 50 to 60-something million people who are staying on their PS4, and they suddenly hear, oh, the PS5 price dropped. That's the nudge sometimes that people needs to upgrade. They're not getting to do that. That's not as compelling as, well, we're not increasing the price. That's not nearly as compelling. They're keeping up with the PS4 without a mid-gen price drop like the PS5 had by this point. Correct. Yes, and they're internally impressed by that, is what I'm telling you. So just think, just track the logic with me. They're internally saying, hey, we're doing fine, and we didn't get to do a price drop. Right? We're doing fine, and we didn't get to do a price drop. The last thing we want to do is increase the price right now. They pulled off something that they probably anticipated not being able to do, right? They probably thought, we're not going to be able to keep pace with PS4. We're not going to be able to drop the price. We're not going to get that mid-gen bump. So prepare for a reduction in sales of PS5 versus Pro. I'm sorry, PS5 versus the 4. Well, it ends up keeping pace with the PS4, and they're like, wait, oh wow, okay, we're doing very well, and that's why I'm saying that's probably why they're pumping the brakes on a price increase. They're like, don't do it. We're pulling off something that we didn't think we'd be able to pull off. And Jaggy comes in with 49 months. 49 months. Thank you so much, Jaggy. And let's bump this one here. It's a race to 50, and Twitch is officially 10 away. You guys could bag it. You guys have been winning today, Twitch. You're crushing it. You're beating the gods of YouTube. The price increase is coming? No, they didn't say that. That's a complete and utter misrepresentation that people are running with. There are people right now lying and misleading the public. They did not say a price increase is coming. They didn't say that. They said there are impacts coming that they may have to increase the price. So if you're going to say, oh, well, they might move production to U.S. or they might price increase, they're both being talked about as, yeah, these are potential realities that we're going to be facing. They also have shored up inventory of the PS5s to avoid this, and that could get them through this because the tariff thing seems to be calming down. Like, it might not be. I'm not an expert. I'm not about to start talking about, I'm not about to start talking about like global news and global economic realities. That's out of my wheelhouse, okay? But I'm seeing signs that this all could, by the time they run out of their shored up stores of inventory, the whole thing could be different. The whole thing could be different by the time that they run out of their stored up inventories of the PS5, because they did prepare for this. They knew that this was coming. They knew that they were going to be anticipating this. This is why they moved some production to Vietnam, because they thought that was going to get them around it. I'm sorry, no, that's why Nintendo. Sorry, I misspoke. That's why Nintendo moved production of Switch 2 to Vietnam. These companies knew this sort of thing was coming, and they were trying to prepare. Well, PlayStation knew this was coming, and they've attempted to prepare. That shows you that they don't want a price increase. Like this idea that they're greedy and they're scummy and they're just going to do stuff that's anti-consumer. And they're like, no, we're doing everything we possibly can to avoid the price increase. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to avoid that if we can. And again, it's because they know for a fact they know for a fact that they're in a good spot and they don't want to disrupt it. They know for a fact they don't want to disrupt it. If they disrupt it, then the potential for slowdown in demand is significant. You know, you're going to disrupt your demand very quickly if you start messing around with pricing. At what point do we assume PS6 will be $1,000? Thank you for the $2 super chat tip. I made that speculation, but I'm walking that one back. I don't think it'll be that much. I think it'll be 700 to 800. Super Googly with the super chat says, it was hilarious to me, my 4.5-year-old Series X increase in value, just like when I sold my 4090 for profit after enjoying peak performance for 2.5 years. Strange times. Eugene says their competitor who has a less impressive offer is higher priced. They don't want to increase the prices. Yo, it's good feed. Eugene, I've been kind of banging on this drum this morning. I'm like, listen, you know, the fact that the CEO of a Japanese company said, we manufacture the PlayStation in a lot of countries, we're considering local manufacturing in the U.S. to avoid this. Like, I think that's far more significant than people think that it is. A Japanese company is considering adding the U.S. to their manufacturing pipeline. Like, huh? I don't think... And I also don't know how they would pull that off, because the question was asked in Morning Coffee. Well, doesn't that mean that they ship all the stuff and all the parts and everything to the U.S.? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. What's Japanese company SIE's main place is Cali? Okay, but you have to understand something. Doing production in the U.S. is a rarity for this type of stuff, like manufacturing type of, you know, chipsets and, you know, computing stuff is just, it's typically not done here. It's done other places because they can keep labor and production costs so low. So it stands to reason that they are desperate to avoid this if they're considering, like, well, maybe we can do some production in the U.S. to avoid the tariffs. Like, you see what I'm saying? You got to you got to listen to what they're saying. They're saying, like, we're considering every single possible option right now. They had a green light to raise the prices, and it was when Xbox did it, and they didn't. Now, that doesn't mean the price won't increase. If you've been sitting on the fence on a Pro or a PS5, I would say now's probably a good time. 45, 47? I'm not sure what you're saying, Evidence. A 40-month renewal from Rogue Necro. Time to work and lurk. Great stream, everyone. Thank you so much. It's now 35-40 in the contest between Twitch and YouTube. First to 50 gets the gifted. The US is just the most important, biggest. It's just the most important, biggest. It's also the Xbox biggest install base, so you have more pie to fight over versus the rest of the world. 45, 47 is making a reference to current leadership. Yeah, we're not talking about that. We're not. There's no reason to get into that. I don't want to talk about that at all. I shouldn't even have to say that. That's like a no-brainer. Yo, Anubis comes in with 11 months of subscriptions on Twitch. Thank you so much for doing that and inching Twitch a little bit closer to winning the race to 50. I saw the Pro is 5% off on Amazon. Oh, Amazon UK. Tempted to get it, but I'm primarily on PC, so debating whether I'll use it enough to justify. I think the question for you, GT5, is, do you want to play Death Stranding 2 and Ghosts of Yotei this year? That's the question that you have to ask. You have to ask that question. I think it's a fair question to ask. If you say no, then I would not get one. I would wait, because you're going to get Death Stranding 2 on PC, guaranteed. I don't see why they wouldn't port Yotei. Now, Yotei might take 1.5 to 2 years to show up. We don't know how long ports are going to start taking. after the Spider-Man 2 port, I think they're going to go back to what they were originally doing, which was like 18 to 24 months instead of what they did with Spider-Man, which was like 15 months. Unlikely, not my kind of games. If you're not going to use it to play any of the games that are specific to it, I don't know why you would buy one, homie. Yo, C. Lou comes in with 2 months of memberships and bumps the line to 409. Thank you so much, C. Lou. You guys are now 8 away from the 50. YouTube, you going to let them beat you to 50? They beat you to 25? Come on. It's a YouTube sub. It's a YouTube sub, huh? Yo, what's good, Insanity? Hope everyone's keeping well. Yo, hope you're well as well, Ink. What Eugene said, Sony is going to do everything they can to not rock the boat and ride the wave as long as they can. Yeah, their financial report indicated that they anticipate selling more first-party units this year. That's what they're expecting. They're expecting to move more units of first-party games, which that means they're either anticipating like Yote and Death Stranding 2 to do very, very well, which I think they will. But like Helldivers 2, isn't Helldivers 2 like the second fastest selling game or something insane for them? They're anticipating these 2 games doing that well. Maybe I think there might be Yote's underrated. I mean, maybe. We know that Tsushima's aged like a fine wine. People love Sucker Punch for other reasons than Tsushima, but still, maybe they've got something up their sleeve. I don't know. Maybe they've got an ace for the holidays. Because October the 2nd feels really early for Yote. You've got all of November and December. Like, October the 2nd? I mean, that's right at the beginning of October. So, I don't know. An early November release, I don't know. More remasters? Maybe. Oh, the God of War remakes. I didn't even think about that. Maybe they do. Maybe that could be something for holiday because they like to do God of War stuff around then. Haven't they done, like, wasn't Valhalla around then for Ragnarok? What was Ragnarok's original release date? November the 9th. It was like my birthday. And then Valhalla, December the 12th. Yeah, they like to do God of War around that time of the year. So, yeah, I could see it. Marvel Rivals, thanks for jumping back in with the member light on YouTube. If you want to count in the race and the contest, you got to be at Member Plus. And you get to count as a 2 when you upgrade. So you guys on YouTube, consider upgrading to Member Plus. We need that number to bounce back. It has slipped because of the addition of Twitch. A lot of people have moved to Twitch. We need the folks on YouTube to get out of that gifted pool if you can. If you can't afford it, I understand, but that is not a number that can slip. That's how we're able to do this full time. Also, if you can't do any of that, it's free to hit like. Really quickly, let's try to get 200 likes. Thanks, guys, for a great day. We're having a really, really strong day. And we're going to be playing the Blades of Fire demo in like an hour and a half or something. It's supposed to be installable like in the next hour. It's launching next week, so I'm very impressed that they opted to do a demo. And there it is, an upgrade to Member Plus, and that counts as 2. Thank you so much for doing that. We need a ton of people to do what Marvel Rivals just did. And there it is. The race to 50 continues between Twitch and YouTube. Let's talk about my Pro and Disk Drive at the right time. I still think that the price drop, they're trying to not do it. And I also don't think they're going to touch the Pro. Finally, could buy my membership. Did you see Sony said they're considering local manufacturing in the U.S.? I've been talking about it. I've been trying to tell people how significant it is. That means they're heavily motivated to not raise the price. Unlike what everybody's saying, you grifters and liars out here, like they said they're going to. Like, no, they didn't. 412 and 38. Thank you so much, Lord Horg, for adding to the total today. 23 months in a Member Plus, maybe a Venom Shadow drop. I like the God of War Remaster Remake prediction. I like that. I think that's pretty good. Ghost of Yotei might have multiplayer. I think they'll add something like Legends to it, but I don't think that's going to count in the discussion of, like, they said they're anticipating getting an influx of an increase. I'm sorry. There's going to be an increase of first-party sales this year for PlayStation. I'm like, maybe I'm off in left field. But Death Stranding 2 and Yotei surpassing what Helldivers did. What's Helldivers 2 lifetime sales? What is it? They sold 12 million copies in just 3 months. They're now over 15 million. I don't know, man. Do you think Yotei and Death Stranding can get past like 13 to 15 million sales between the two of them? Am I off on this? Am I miscalculating? Ghost of Tsushima lifetime sales. Like, lifetime sales of Tsushima is estimated at 13 million. Death Stranding is going to be harder because now it's on so many platforms. So that's going to be a harder one to gauge. Death Stranding first year. Maybe we just do the first year sales. Around 5 million by March of 2021. I don't know. I think PlayStation's got something. They must have something, dude. Unless they've got... I don't know. It could be the God of War thing. Ghost of Yotei will sell 5 in the first week. Yeah, but they said an increase in first party. You understand, Helldivers landed somewhere between 13 to 15 million units last year. They're saying this year will be an increase in first party sales. Now, maybe what they're doing is they're counting. Helldivers is going to keep selling. Spider-Man 2 is always in the top running of the sales charts every month, and that's just going to start to stack up for them. Maybe that's what they're calculating. Like, Helldivers is just going to continue. Helldivers probably just got a bump because their big release. Like, did you see the concurrent numbers on Steam, spiked way up? Their big update is probably pushing sales to spike again. And so that maybe that's in the total too. I don't know. If you like Spider-Man 2, cool, but it failed? Who said it failed? What are you talking about? Why would you think that Spider-Man 2 failed? What are you basing that off? So Spider-Man 2 lifetime sale. Lifetime unit sales, it's like at the top of the sales charts like every single time. It's sold over 11 million units worldwide. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm pretty sure like every time there's a sales chart that comes out, like Spider-Man 2 is consistently up there. Spider-Man 2 didn't make a profit? Huh? Where did you get this information? Where was that reported? He's been trolling for a bit and doesn't want to back up his claims. No, this is the new game that we play. You've made a claim, so back it up. I'm gonna start. I saw Asmongold told a guy if he didn't enjoy the trailer, he was gonna ban him. If you don't back up your claims, I'll just start banning people. In the leaks, there was nothing in the leaks that said that it didn't make a profit. That was not true. Not that hard to look it up. So here we go. We're going to go to Google. Spider-Man 2 didn't make a profit. Here we go. Let's see. It is a bit of a misconception that it didn't make a profit. Oh, hang on. It's talking about the movie. Hang on. We're going to have to do Marvel's Spider-Man. It thinks I'm talking about the movie. Okay. Look at the numbers. Okay, here we go. We'll see if you're hanging on here. All right. Okay, high development cost and break-even point. Spider-Man 2, a highly developed budget, around $300 million. To break even, the game needed to sell approximately 7.2 million copies. So the Marvel Spider-Man 2 lifetime sales is what? Let's see. 11 million. Claim falsified. Have a nice day. Did anybody get a stopwatch out? How long did that take? That was fast. That was quick. That was very quick. So, I'm a man of my word. It wasn't nice knowing you. It wasn't nice knowing you. Quick, before he gets it gifted. Bye. Let's see here. Who just renewed? TRM with 37 months and a VIP. Thank you so much. Let's bump the line here to 39. It's a race to 50 between YouTube and Twitch. Thank you so much. Less than 30 seconds. It's a new record. It really is. Yeah. Oh, man. See, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I have such a disdain for false claims. That's what we're just going to do now. Like, you made a false claim. Once it's falsified, you get banned. Like, we'll just do that. I think that's a good strategy. I think this will be fun. It'll be great. What was his claim? He claimed that Spider-Man 2 didn't make a profit. Yeah. Yep. Spider-Man 2. It's typically in the top 10 of sales every month. Even now, after all this time. And it didn't make a profit. He actually started the whole thing by saying that it, quote unquote, failed. It failed, chat. Whew. Wow. That's a good one. Discord. It's the 17th best-selling game this year, over 18 months after release. Yeah, it's in the top 20 of sales for this year. We're halfway through the year. It's in the top 20, and it's been out for a year and a half. 11 million number is old. It's approaching 20 at this point. Oh, correction. It sold 11 million units as of April of last year. That's a year ago. You know what my favorite part about it was? He said, it's not hard to look it up. And I was like, you know, you're right. Maybe you should have thought about that before you came in here and just spread nonsense, because you could have done the same thing I did. It took me 30 seconds. The power of Google. B. Carter is legit with 22 months on a Member Plus. Thank you for the consistent quality stream. Not every game topic is for me, but I'm here more often than not. Add me to the total. B. Carter comes in and adds to the total. And David Houdat adds to the total. And now it's 41, but it's going to be 41 to 43 because David Houdat renewed on both platforms. You love to see it. So the member count's going to jump by 3 to 416. Thank you very much, boys. Yeah, a year ago it was at 11 million, which is profitable. It was profitable a year ago. The 11 million number for Spider-Man 2 was from April of 2024. So, yeah. Go back to whatever weird podcast you watch that peddled that nonsense, because can't hang out here anymore. Ghost of Tsushima looks better than AC Shadows. Are you trying to start a fight, Glenn? What the f*** are you trying to do? What are you trying to do right now, Glenn? Huh? No, it doesn't. AC Shadows, it looks far better. It does. It does. Do you hear me, Glenn? Do you hear? I'm just kidding. And a 5-bomb comes in from Ristic. And a single comes in from Lord Horg. And the contest race to 50 is heating up. It is 47 to 43. And it is now, what is that? 422. We are 3 away. We've made a new contest as well. whichever platform hits the milestone gets the gifted. So yes, there's the race to 50, but whoever makes this hit 425, well, that's who gets the 5 gifteds. So hurry up. Clickety clack. And a single comes in from Siriu and bumps it to 423. Now, see, a smart person would just drop the 5 bomb and get it over with. But you're going to single walk it, and I respect that. I respect the risk, Siriu. I really, really do. 424, another single comes in from Siriu. See, right at this moment now, Twitch could snipe it. Twitch could totally snipe it. This is a risk. This is a definite risk. And another one comes in from Siriu, and he does it. Not only does he secure the 425, he secured the 50. Just like that. That's a double whammy. Excellently done, Siriu. Excellently done. That's perfect. He landed it on the 50 and the 425. That's picturesque. I owe YouTube 10. And a 10 bomb comes in from Risic. And says, let the boys in purple know that they will not be victorious today. Okay, so the race is now to 75. So, Twitch, you're going to have to kick it into high gear. You're getting left in the dust. Mac Attack is going to renew and make it even harder for the boys in purple. Thank you so much, Mac Attack. I appreciate it. Oh, here we go. And a 10 bomb comes in on Twitch. And they're right back in the fight. And now it's 446. 10 comes in from Alex. You love to see it. All right. They're back in the fight. They're back in the fight. The race is 75. Oh, and whoever hits the 450, again, whoever makes it hit 450, that's who gets it. I owe YouTube 10 right now. There's another 5 bomb up for grabs. And a 10 bomb comes in from Pathalon Phoenix. And he secures it for YouTube. Oh, no. And a 5 bomb comes in from Alex. And he takes it to 61. Each of you guys on your respective sides here are going to get a bump. 71. What are they? 58. Oof. Oh. Alex is going to need some help on Twitch. He's going to need some help on Twitch. He's standing alone. He is standing alone. Think that was Twitch first? No, we were already at the 50. No. We were already at the 50. There was no race at that point because, look, we haven't hit a milestone yet. 75 here and then 75 here. There is no first just yet. Them YouTube boys play to win. More like pay to win, am I right? I mean, in the most literal sense. And Pan Parav just signed up for a Member Plus on YouTube, and that's worth a double. Member Plus upgrades and Member Plus renewals. I'm sorry, Member Plus upgrades and Member Plus brand news. Those ones, they count as 2. They count as 2. All right, let me get back to the fan funding page. He's not wrong. I'm not wrong. That was bad. You should be ashamed. I should, but I'm not. Siriu says, now we get to nitpick what Lono does with his money. Oh, hang on. I got to pause the ads. Sorry. If you guys were getting the ads on YouTube, sorry about that. I've been pausing them on intervals. Oh, yeah, I turned on my PlayStation. Let me double check and see if we can get that demo yet. Probably not. It's probably not installable for like the next 45 minutes. Would be my assumption. Yo, what's good, Dan? How are you? Always a good day when a few yahoos get banned and the stream turns into a shoutcasting of numbers. It is so fun. Here's what you missed. I've got 2 notifications. Berserker got a patch and Days Gone got a patch. Oh, yeah, there's like a rush mode that got added to First Berserker. So check that out, boys. The Berserker boys. They added a rush mode. All right, I'm going to Blades of Fire. And, demo available. Download demo. There we go. I thought it might go live a little bit before. Okay. First Berserker's tough. It's a cool little game, man. Cool little game. So let me just explain the contest right now. Okay? Whoever gets us to 475, either platform, it's up for grabs. So Twitch, you can always win that contest. Like this race here, you can start to fall behind and it probably becomes insurmountable, and that's okay. But I always want you to be able to take part in this. So whoever gets this to 475, you get the gifteds. Does that make sense? You get them. Like you're never out of the fight. I think that's fair. But then this race is just for fun. Like whoever gets to 75, then whoever gets to 100. Like that's just something fun as like a way to make you guys compete back and forth. But you can totally snipe this when it's at like 474. You can do one and you get it. You need to beat Kazan in order to do the new content. Oh, really? So it's like a new game plus thing. Okay, thank you, Corey. I didn't know that. A single gifted is going to come in from Stone Spire, and he's going to get us to 464 and then 465. He's going to secure the 75 win for the contest. There it is. See, like right now, you could totally snipe it with a 10 bomb. Does that make sense? Like anybody that did it, if you did a 10 bomb on Twitch, you would get those gifteds. Same for YouTube. So those setups and those dunkers and those baits now are more, like, honestly, kind of more exciting because, like, anybody can snag it. So you literally, Twitch, can steal the gifteds from YouTube, like, as, like, a fun little game. So, the fights are excellent. My only gripe is with some of the bosses' annoying status effects. I think that's usually my strongest quibble, gripe, or frustration with those types of games is when there's like status effects or area of effect. It's why I think I really, really did like Sekiro so much. It felt very minimal in Sekiro. And it felt like the back half of Elden Ring, it was constantly happening. Just constantly. Like, oh, there's puddles everywhere on the ground. There's a pool. The floor is lava. Like, boss is constantly turning the floor into lava, that kind of thing. I like Sekiro so much more for that reason. It's been like 5 bans on YouTube today, most I've seen in ages. Well, I'm just not going to be tolerant of it anymore. It's just too disruptive. Like, we were like 2 minutes into the discussion and some guy's like, yeah, but AC shadows are failed and flat. You're going to spin that? No, I'm going to ban you. Like, no, I'm not doing this with you. You know what I mean? PlayStation posted on Twitter, Stellar Blade's coming to PC. Yeah. That's they've been doing a lot of promotional work for that this week. Mm-hmm. That's the only gripe I have with Kazan's combat. There's 5 bans today. I think it's more like, I think there's been 3. I think there's been 3 bans, actually, not 5, but. First one I've seen in 18 minutes was 18 minutes ago. I don't know why you're keeping track of that. Who cares? The further you progress, but it's still not as cheap as some of the Lies of P setups later. Stick around to see him at this 8 hours a day, like full-time, not a side hustle. Yeah, this is what I do, metalhead. Did you not know that? Yeah. Lone, are you considered to be upper middle class since you can afford 2 PS5s? What do you do IRL? I do this IRL. This is my full-time gig. I've been a content creator for 10 years. I got a reset button hit on me 5 years ago, which was devastating, and we're still not back where we were. I mean, not even close. Cancel culture is a bit of a B, but yeah. Yep. We rebuilt on YouTube. We got welcome back to Twitch about a month ago, and yeah, we're on our way, but yeah. I'm married with 2 children, and I'm the guy. Like, my kids are cared for every day by my amazing wife. So, play Destiny again? No. Why are people so worried about the bans? I thought you were here for Leniski. That's right. Who are you here for? It was 3 from politics. No, 1 from politics. Yeah, just 1. It was 1 from politics, the Spider-Man guy, and then the 2 guys about AC Shadows. Oh, yeah, so it's 4. It's 4. So, when you find out if you've made partner. So I applied, and they said they need 2 consecutive months. So the first rejection, they basically said, we don't have any data on your channel, which was totally fair. So these are very specific rejections. Like, it's not garden variety, no, you stink, do better. They're actually giving me, like, specific reasons. So last time they were like, we don't have any information on your channel. I had only been streaming for like a day. It was a glitch in the system that it even let me apply last time, because I had a reinstated channel basically like tricks it. It's like, oh yeah, you did this. You've streamed for this. Da, 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 da. So I shouldn't even have been able to apply last time. So last time it was like, we don't have any data on your channel. And this time it said, we need 2 consecutive months. And I'm like, oh, I was like, that's fair. Yeah, they told me to get good. Mm-hmm. Would you ever go back to single game content again? I mean, I get asked that question from time to time. You know, my producer loves the idea of finding what he calls a unicorn. I think I would have to dramatically change as a gamer and a person for that to happen. I mean, games can do that, right? They can change you, hook you, and pull you in, right? I mean, that happens. The likelihood of that happening, I think, has just continued to go down. I would rather slowly climb to 100K subs on YouTube, climb to, you know, stronger concurrent numbers on Twitch over the next, 4 or 5 years doing this than like hoping for some game to come along. I don't really game like that anymore. Yo, Lido renews over here on Twitch. Thank you so much. And bumps the line to 466. And bumps Twitch's total to 59. 59. We are 9 away from 475. Whoever takes it gets it. Right now, I owe YouTube 10. I owe YouTube 10. Going back to single game content doesn't make sense if you're finding success outside of a single game. I mean, there are frustrations with variety coverage. You're super dependent on, like, the news cycle not being dry, and when it's dry, you're just kind of like, ugh. But then there are ups and downs and pitfalls of single game coverage as well, right? Like, every approach to this... Oh, I didn't turn on the rope light today. Every approach to this industry has its ups and its downs. It has its pluses and its minuses. So even going to single game coverage would not just be like we're back to, what we were with Destiny. Like, that's, no. Probably not. So, a member light from Chronic Spin Dash. Oh, Lido's double dipping. Lido renewed over here on YouTube as well and got us to 467, and then is going to push a little bit closer to the next milestone between the race with Twitch. And then Chronic Spin Dash hits 47 months. Good morning, Lono. Happy to hear you got your Twitch back. Keep up the great work. Show has been perfect for the new office gig I started recently. Well, Chronic Spin Dash, I can't count you in the contests and the milestones. You got to be on Member Plus for that. So consider upgrading. It's $1 more. It's $6 instead of $5. But then I can tell that you are paying for the membership instead of being on a gifted. If I count gifteds in there, it would be a double dip, and it would be counterproductive. Boom City, what's good? Ginger's talking in both places. The single game streamer idea only works when you have a view base that loves that game that much, and a streamer that makes watching and analyzing interesting and engaging. Destiny did that for a lot of creators, but nothing has really done it since. Yo, it's good, Melrose Mike. I also double dipped on Twitch. I want that to count for YouTube anyway. No, you can't do that. By the way, you guys have to do that every month. What Ginger just did, he just used his Prime. Thank you, Ginger. You have to do that every month. Your Twitch Prime will not automatically renew. If you are paying for Amazon Prime, you've got to show up every month to my Twitch and renew that sub with your Prime. So don't forget to do that. I know Like, that's just a ritual checkbox that you got to do. And Chronic Spin Dash upgrades to Member Plus. And that takes us to 470. We are exactly a 5 bomb away from the next milestone. Whoever hits it gets it. Whoever hits it gets it. So, Twitch, you could snake it right now with a 5. I think that's fair because, again, you guys can fall behind in the race. But still, you guys can still snake the milestone. You see Celebrate on Discord? That one sting a bit? I don't know what you're talking about. What did they do? Last time I smoked, it was 450 for Marbs. Oh, you guys are talking about smoking? Don't let me down, YouTube. Yeah, it's... See if anybody's going to take it. On Discord chat. I mean, I know you're gonna have to tell me what happened, Lido. You saying that doesn't. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're gonna have to outline what happened for me. I have zero clue what you're referring to. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. It's going to PC. Yeah, I mean that's not new. Check Discord live chat. I tagged you on it. Stellar Blade drops June 11th on PC. I know. I don't understand why. That's not a. I'm super confused, y'all. That's not a surprise. We knew that was happening. Like, I'm super confused. That's been known for what, months now? That's the only thing I can think he's talking about. I'm confused too. I saw that the path tracing update for Doom is dropping in June. I'll get the game then. And a 5 bomb from Risic. Risic takes it. I owe YouTube 15 now. 476. Risic's always goofing around. Oops, no, hang on. Risic's always goofing around. He does a 5 then a single. Thank you so much, Risic. That's Agent of Chaos work right there. I thought Twitch was going to take it that time. It sat long enough. I thought they were going to take it. And Kino with 18 months. Love the channel. I use my Prime sub. Not sure if it went through. If it lets you do what you just did, then it went through. Thank you so much. And that takes us to 477. Thank you, sir. Thank you. 84-61 in the contest today. And if you guys are enjoying the fact that I pause the ads on YouTube, help me out by smashing like, because they really want us to. I'm not kidding you. When I pause it, it puts a 10-minute countdown. And then if it at the bottom, it's like, we're about to show ads, and I can be like, delay. They are really pushing. They're pushing us to do it. The date moved up. It used to be June 30th. I'm just confused how that stings. I don't know what you're saying. Like, Stellar Blade coming to PC. Why is that, Lido? I don't understand why you think that stings. Like, we've actually known that's been happening for a while. I am not on the same page with you at all. You've got to walk me through what you're talking about, because it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me at all. YouTube's so annoying when it's like, show ad now, and I'm like, give me the ability to let members not get ads and deal, and YouTube's so slow to build out their live platform. I'm in agreement with you, Ginger. I run ads all day on Twitch, and that's why. Because the subs never see them. The members never see them. And we're going to get some singles coming in here from Stonespire. I know what he's doing. He's going to do 3 singles, and he gets us to 480. So we are now a 20 bomb away from the next milestone. And again, whoever secures it, whoever hits it gets it. So whoever hits 500 gets the gifted. So right now I owe YouTube 15. Twitch, this is your time to shine. This is your time to shine, Twitch. I'm talking about the price. It's €70. Steam. Okay, hang on. What is it USD? It's 60 USD. I don't understand. What? I am confused, sir. It being that price euro, I mean, it's 60 USD. That seems like I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the euro. I don't know what's going on with the pound. I don't know what's going on with the yen. So I don't even know what's going on with Canadian. The prices are all over the place. It's 60 USD. I'm not sure if that's an abnormal pricing structure to be 60 USD and 70 euro. You'd have to tell me. It'd be 50 less. It'd be 50 or less on GMG. 60's fair. Yeah, again, I'm not tuned in. I feel like when it comes to game prices, pretty consistently, people that are upset and angry and like raging out are usually not dealing with the USD price. They're dealing with like a so this guy says no games. Let's see here. No games. So my PlayStation Showcase video, the guy says no games. Really? Hang on. No games, question mark. Lost Soul Aside. Let's see. Lost Soul Aside's the first one. Death Stranding 2. Ghost of Yote. So that's just let's see. I'm gonna help this guy out. That's just 2025. All right. It's just 2025. And then in 2026, they have Sorrows, Intergalactic. I'm assuming we're getting Wolverine that year, and Phantom Blade 0. Is there anything else that we know about? I don't know if there's anything else. Okay, there we go. No games though, guys. No games. No games. ADR Zone, the Lenoski Gaming Show. Thank you so much for 2 months of members and bumps the total to 481. Thank you very much. And bumps the total to 62. Oh, and even waste my time responding to trolls like that? No, I didn't have a video today because we're going to be doing gameplay. No, what I like about doing that is that now he's either got to respond or ignore it, which is perfect. Because like, what are you going to do? You're going to respond and say that's not enough? I mean, if that's not enough, then I'm assuming you were miserable and very upset with like Xbox's cadence up until this year, right? We're 5 years in, and now they're hitting a cadence that you could say is better. South of Midnight, Avowed, Doom, Outer Worlds 2, Annual Call of Duty. And Annual Call of Duty and Indiana Jones... I'm sorry, Annual Call of Duty and Doom are multi-plat, so it's kind of like... You're going to count those, but they're not doing anything for your platform because you can get them elsewhere, right? You're not going to be able to get Death Stranding 2 elsewhere for probably a minimum of a year. Yote could be 18 months, 2 years. I don't know what their rhythm is for ports. Lost Soul Aside is going to PC and PlayStation day and date because that's a China Hero project. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I really don't know what they're comparing it to. Like, has no games. But then what are you going to do? You're going to add up Xbox games that are landing on PlayStation. So, like, okay, what's the point? What is an Xbox game anymore, by the way? I keep seeing people talk about that. I keep seeing people talk about that. What's an Xbox game? What does that mean? Are you keeping track of how many games Sega releases too? Are you keeping track of how many games EA releases? Like, I don't know. Are you a cheerleader for publishers now? Is that what we're doing? You gonna tally all the Ubisoft games that come out? What's an Xbox game? What does that even mean? Doom's an Xbox game. Oh, okay. I'm playing it on my Pro. Annual Call of Duty's an Xbox game. Great. I'm gonna be able to play it on my Pro. What's an Xbox game? What are you even talking about? Mike on the mic with the 38-month VIP says, what's good, y'all? Another month down. Thank you. And then Dynamite with 10 months says, double dip. And he did. He went over to Twitch and used his Prime. My man, that is going to be 2 for Team YouTube and 1 for Team Purple. But that's going to be 3 for the total here. Taking us to 484. Thank you so much. Like, I just don't get it. Superman trailer thoughts? I loved it. I was talking with some of my friends at church last night about it, and the one guy was like, he's like, my biggest concern is, he's like, there's so many characters. Ads. Let me pause the ads on YouTube. Sorry. There's just so many characters. He's like, what? He's like, isn't that going to kind of make it seem, is it just going to be like just roller coaster? Or is it going to be like a montage on TV for some of them? Right? Are some of the things we're seeing like a montage, you know? So I don't want to talk soups, but that was my quick thoughts. I am enrolled in the PlayStation Stars program, yes. I was using it for the longest time to buy like gift cards. So every once in a while I just go in and like buy a PlayStation gift card and like it like adds it to my wallet. So that's pretty much what I use it for. Yeah. We're an hour and a half into the broadcast, guys. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Thank you so much for everybody who's already done that on YouTube. Thank you everybody who's been participating in the little friendly contest here. It's been fun. I'll direct people to the fate of WCW and say losing the console war could be a lot worse for Xbox. Again, I just don't understand. It's like PlayStation has had a perfectly fine first-party cadence this gen. They've got 3 this year. They've got the potential for 4 next year. There is the potential of a surprise this year. We don't know since they're anticipating an increase in first-party sales. So I don't know. I don't know what people are talking about. Like, they have no games, and it's like, well, Xbox has more games. And I'm like, what's an Xbox game to you? And I guess they'll say, well, I'm just going to play them on Game Pass. I don't have to buy them. Okay, I thought we were talking about cadence of first party, not how much money you spend. Like, which goalposts are you trying to kick the ball through? I genuinely don't even understand what the argument is anymore. I am bewildered by it because it has reached such low levels of intelligence. I don't have the ability to deduce what people are even saying anymore. I'm like, what exactly is your point? There's no rhyme, no reason, no logic to the argument anymore. It's just pure and utter nonsense of like, oh yeah, but Xbox has more games. Well, yeah, now that we're 5 years in, they're finally doing a good job. You're going to celebrate that. And they're multi-plat now. So who cares? What's an Xbox game? I didn't have to do a purchase or a pre-order of anything of Doom on my Xbox. Playing it on my Pro. What's an Xbox game? The annual Call of Duty, you're going to count that, I'm sure. Well, what? Okay, so, like, I can play it on my PlayStation. An Xbox game is a game made by their studio. Right, but at this point in time, keeping track of that makes no sense. Do we do that for Sega? Do we do that for EA? Do we do that for Ubisoft? Are you out here tally marking multi-plat publishing efforts? It doesn't make any sense to me anymore. It's like the war is over. I don't even know what you're keeping track of anymore. The war's over. There's no fight anymore. There is no, you're keeping tally marks on the scoreboard of a baseball field that's been abandoned. Like nobody's there. Yeah, look at our score. Homie, nobody's even in the stands anymore. Everybody left. It's over. We published more games. Okay. I don't have any confetti for that. I'm sorry. And we had that document where we added up the publishing efforts of both platforms, and they're both actually publishing a lot of games. They're both publishing a lot of games. Let me see if I can find that document. We added up everything that we know, everything that's been announced, every publishing effort of PlayStation, every publishing effort of Xbox. And it's like, if you look at their publishing efforts, they're actually quite similar. It's just that one side owns more studios than the other. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Xbox does have a platform, the Xbox platform. Right, but you don't need it anymore. Like, remember this list? So these are all first-party games that have been announced by PlayStation. This list here that I just scrolled past. And then these are all the first-party games announced by Xbox. Now, this obviously probably needs a little bit updated because some things have either come out, like have already released, right? Like, Tony Hawk, Doom the Dark Ages, right? But these lists are similar, and you'll notice PlayStation is actually spending and has announced more games that they're publishing. And one of the reasons is because they don't have to spend all those dollars trying to buy studios. They can partner with them and do China Hero, India Hero, Mina Hero project, right? To try to push into other markets. The list missed Oblivion. Well, that was a shadow drop, homie. You notice what the word here is? These were Xbox first-party announced games. I wouldn't have put Oblivion on here because it wasn't announced. What we were doing is, at the time that I made this document, we were comparing how many games they announced that they're publishing, because people kept going, roadmap, where's the roadmap? PlayStation's not doing anything. PlayStation has no games. And I was like, okay, hold on a minute. Let's actually add up the number of games that PlayStation has announced that they're publishing. Let's add up the number of games that Xbox is announced that they're publishing. So Oblivion wouldn't have been on there because it wasn't announced. It was a surprise shadow drop. I remember you typing this up. Yeah, this was like back earlier this year where we kept hearing that, like, I think it was after the State of Play in February. There are lots of leaks. Okay. Again, do you understand what the word announced means? I'm not going to dictionary.com, but the word announced. We were tracking Xbox first party here. I'll change color of the word for you. Announced, as in, has it been officially announced? There are all kinds of leaks about God of War remakes and stuff. I'm not putting that on the list. That's ridiculous. We're not going to put every single leak, every single rumor on a list. That's a waste of our time. We were talking about both companies are spending money to publish games. They're both doing it. How many games have they each announced? And PlayStation has announced more games that they're spending publishing dollars on than Xbox. That doesn't mean one is winning and one is losing. I'm just trying to show you it's such a delusional and made up thing to be like, yeah, PlayStation's just got nothing. They have no games and Xbox has so many more. I'm just saying to the point of there's a lot of leaks, it must be true. No, you're not even engaging in the discussion. We're not talking about that. You're trying to add something to the discussion. No. We're not talking about whether or not leaks are believable or not. When I'm making a list of, again, I made it red for you. I'm really trying to help you here because you're being pedantic about something that's not even a part of the discussion. This was a comparison of marketing strategies. Everybody keeps talking about roadmaps. I said, okay, let's look at what both companies have announced. Not leaks, not is a leak believable. We were comparing the marketing publishing efforts of both companies. Leaks do not come into the equation. They don't. It's that would have been pointless. We would have gotten lost in the weeds. We were saying Xbox always has all these roadmaps and Xbox always has all these games that they've announced. And I was like, yeah, so does PlayStation. PlayStation has so many games that they've announced that they're publishing, either through India Hero, Mina Hero, China Hero, their first-party efforts, second-party efforts, or third-party publishing efforts, like things they don't own, but they're spending the publishing dollars on. So, again, the idea that, like, they have no games, it's just completely fabricated and made up. And then you want to move the goalposts and say, but Xbox owns more studios. Again, I don't see how that's a bearing on the discussion. Because all owning the studios has done, and this is the real gotcha moment. Oh yeah, you're right, they do own more studios, and that's precisely the reason why they've turned into a third-party publisher. Because they took on all of the risk, they took on all of the production costs of those companies, and in order to turn that into ROI, they got to go multi-plat. So I guess congratulations, we'll all stand and cheer for the fact that they own more studios and walk themselves backwards into becoming a third-party publisher. Do you even understand what you're celebrating? Oh, they have more studios. Yeah. That's why I'm playing Doom on my PlayStation. That's why I'm going to be playing Outer Worlds 2 on my PlayStation. Yeah, you're right. They own more studios. Good job. Spending more money. You did great. You're a publisher now. Like, do you see? Like, there's no debate, there's no discussion, there's no contest anymore. Apparently the Horizon story must have been a no-go because Insider Game removed their article. I don't know. Insider Gaming doesn't remove articles. They update them and clarify. I wonder if they showed something that they shouldn't have. Yo, Hyde with the VIP. Sorry I'm late on this, Hyde. Don't forget that Xbox has twice the amount of studios. PlayStation is not just matching, but has actually higher cadence. Thank you. It's like, the whole discussion's ridiculous. 485, 15 away from the next milestone. And you guys are now 10 away from beating Twitch to 100 on the day. Thank you so much, YouTube. As much as I have championed Xbox in the past, it makes more sense for them to be a software company rather than hardware focused. You're exactly right. Like, I'm not even saying they've made a bad choice. I'm just saying people need to stop with this, like, PlayStation has no games, Xbox has more games. I'm like, what's an Xbox game? Like, it's no different now than Sega, Ubisoft, or EA. It's just another multi-plat game coming to the market. Good for you. I guess celebrate their revenue at the end of the year. $5 super chat tip from Sirio. In my opinion, Microsoft is doing a terrible job by not spacing out their releases. What do you mean? They are spacing out their releases. What are you talking about? Avowed, then South of Midnight, Oblivion Remastered, then Doom, and then Outer Worlds 2, and then the annual Call of Duty. What do you mean? That's fantastic. I mean, they stepped on Expedition 33 a little bit, but that's not their game. That isn't their game. That was a Game Pass. That was a Game Pass contract. Broken Surprise used his Prime on Twitch. Guys, if you pay for Amazon Prime, head over to my Twitch channel and use your Prime on me. It supports me every month. And if you're already paying for Amazon Prime, it doesn't cost you a thing. Ninja Gaiden. Oh, yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4. Are they publishing that? They're publishing that, right? They don't own the studio. So if again, you're going to count that. That's why we count Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2 is being published by PlayStation, but PlayStation does not own the studio or the game. Yeah. They don't give any of these releases time to breathe? Huh? What are you talking about? What do you mean? How long do they need, Sirio? Oblivion Remastered came out 3 weeks ago. And now Doom's coming out. That's not enough? South of Midnight was 2 weeks before that. Avowed release date was February. So they did a game in February, they did 2 games in April, and now they've got a game halfway through May. In my opinion, not really. Give me a number. How long do you think they should... What's happening? Oh. Sirio. We go from a drought and they don't put out enough games to now you're saying they're putting them out too close together. Come on, man. Don't be Goldilocks-ing here. Like, well, this is a little too cold and this is a little too hot. Come on. 1 per month would be better. No. Hang on then. Then your only issue is that Oblivion Remastered shadow dropped in the same month of South of Midnight because they aren't doing more than one per month, are they? Come on, man. They've 100%, I think, turned around cadence. They deserve credit for that. They do. This is the best cadence they've had this entire generation. This is the best cadence they've had this entire generation. But the Xbox guys have to admit, the bleed green guys, the guys that are like hardcore, they've got to admit there's no such thing as an Xbox game anymore because it's all multi-plat. It's like keeping track of Sega or Ubisoft releases. It's like, are you going to look at the earnings reports from EA and be like, hey, they did a really great job. They publish a lot of games. Like, okay. I don't know what to tell you. They have 100%, Xbox has 100% turned around their cadence. And that's a good thing. The absolute bummer of it is that when they finally turned around cadence, they're a multi-plat publisher now. So it's like, okay, that doesn't do much for the Xbox loyal. It does something for the Xbox loyal who are on Game Pass. But even then, I mean, that consolation prize is getting weaker and weaker. You know how when like you lose a game show and they're like, we're sending you home with a fruit basket, right? Like the consolation prize is getting a little it's getting weaker as the days go by. The only real consolation you have now is that you spend less money than folks on PlayStation. I mean, okay. I don't think that's as big of a victory as, like, imagine this year, let's just do a thought experiment. Imagine this year if Doom was only on Xbox and PC right now. Imagine this year if Outer Worlds 2 was only on Xbox and PC. Imagine if Indiana Jones stayed put. Come on. You know those Xbox guys would be thrilled. Their podcasts would be nothing but, yeah, it's our time now. Indiana Jones, boom. Avowed, boom. South of Midnight, boom. Oblivion Remastered, not on PlayStation, boom. Doom, boom. Like, they would be like, it'd be like a freaking boxing match. They'd be like, look at Xbox go. They're landing all the hits. And PlayStation would be sitting here being like, well, we've got 3 things coming, but PlayStation, see, like, Lost Soul aside, Death Stranding 2 and Yote, those are all second half this year. Don't pretend that wouldn't happen. They would be thrilled. They would be thrilled with the situation right now if all of those games were not on PlayStation. They'd be thrilled, and they should. Like, that would be incredible to wait all this time. Think about it. Just enter the mindset of somebody who held the line and was like, we're going to wait. We trust in Phil. You know, in Phil we trust, right? It's going to turn around. It's going to get better. And then they would start hitting. Starting with Indiana Jones, Stalker 2. Stalker 2 was fine. It didn't perform that great on Xbox, but so we'll say Stalker 2. I mean, come on. They would be thrilled. It takes so much wind out of the sails of whatever victory they think they're having when these are all landing on PlayStation. Or they're coming over. Oh, and by the way, in the midst of this cadence, finally picking up for Xbox, they're sending Forza over to PlayStation. They're sending Gears of War over to PlayStation. There's only one man left standing, and that's Master Chief. So in the midst of the situation, they're also watching their brand ambassadors walk across the road to the platform that was formerly their competition. So I think it would have been a very different year, starting with Indiana Jones to right now, the last 7 months, 6-7 months or whatever. It would have been a very different year for the guys that really cheer hard for Xbox. They would be so happy and so gleeful about just how much they have. And what would PlayStation have? PlayStation would be doing the wait until. And buddy, that would be great banter. That would be great banter. Halo and Fable. Oh no, Fable's not been officially announced, but we're pretty confident. Yeah, that you're right. Fable's not been officially announced. Yeah, so Halo and Fable are like the last, they're holding. That would be great banter. These guys that want a console war, the banter would be, yeah, PlayStation, now you're doing the wait until. You got to wait for Lost Soul Aside. It got delayed to August. You got to wait for Death Stranding 2 and Yote. And then those games would come out. And guess what? The PlayStation guys would fire back. Xbox could never. Xbox would never. Blah, blah, blah. That's not happening now. I mean, it's like that's why I said at the beginning of this entire, little rant, debate, discussion that we're having, it's like, what's an Xbox game? What do you even mean by that? They ain't no different than Sega and EA and Ubisoft and anybody else. They're no different now. It's just, they're just another company that owns a bunch of studios, and they're cranking out their games, and hopefully they're good. Am I feeling nostalgic for the console war? What kind of mic do I use? It's a Shure SM7B. I put it through a cloud lifter, a Yamaha analog mixer, and then a Focusrite. Yeah, that's what I use. Do you think it hurts either side that Microsoft comes to PC day and date and PlayStation doesn't? Will the PC gamers push back on this? I mean, what is there to push back on? What am I getting sound from? Okay, my PC was making sound. I had another browser open and a trailer was looping. I was like, what the frick? Even the cadence is not impressive because half the games we've been waiting for forever. I mean, Scrump, that's totally fair. If you're an Xbox guy and you're like, man, this cadence is great, but a lot of this stuff kept getting kicked back and delayed, and, Fable got delayed out of 2025 after we were told it was coming, like, I think that's fair. I think it's fair to be a little disgruntled about it. Be like, well, yeah, finally, listen, it's hard. It's hard out here for the diehard Xbox fans. I'll say it. At first we had wait until, now we have fill until. Sub's expired but can't resub yet. You're going to get some ads, Eugene. How you doing? I'm good, Anonymous. How are you? Xbox did a smart move by releasing games everywhere. Console war is BS for kids. Sony and Nintendo should do the same thing. Oh, I don't think so at all. No. I am glad that PlayStation and Nintendo are holding firm on exclusives are important. These people that are suddenly claiming exclusives are not important, you talk about turncoats, man. They are absolutely turning their back on a winning strategy that they loved and benefited from for years. And they're turning on it only because their brands did, not because they truly believe it. Exclusives are absolutely necessary and beneficial. Here's something that I think really gets lost in this discussion that just suddenly came to me. We constantly hear that, well, PlayStation showcases and events, they lean too heavily on third party. And look at all the money PlayStation makes from third party. Third party is carrying them. They're carrying the industry. Okay, hold on just a second. You just basically said that the vast majority of the industry and the money and the revenue and the sales and even the announcements are third party. What on earth is the problem then if you have a percentage of games every year that are exclusive? What's the issue with that? Where's the harm? You just got done talking about how, well, yeah, they have to lean on third party and they show way more third party in their showcases and they make most of their money from third party. Okay, then what's the big deal? What's the problem with a couple of exclusives every year then? What's the issue with that? And then Nintendo will top the sales charts with games on one platform. Nintendo will top the sales charts with a Zelda or a Mario. But exclusives are bad? That sounds like a ton of consumers that had a great time and are happy to buy the game and are glad to have it. Alapark, thanks so much for hitting 25 months on Twitch. 487. It's a race to 100, but it's also a race to 500. We have a new little contest. Whoever makes this hit 500, that's the platform that gets the members. So, 13. We're 13 away. What are the benefits to us gamers of having exclusives? There are so many consumer benefits to exclusives that get ignored or downplayed or just like mocked by people who literally ignore the actual developers who have spoken on this, which is just an insult to your intelligence, and it's an insult to the developers. Plenty of developers have talked about how when we build for one platform, we're able to build a better game. We can optimize it better. We can add more things. We can innovate more. It comes to market quicker. They're also able to then be more protected because they're owned, supported, marketed, sustained, whatever you want to say, by that company, and it protects them. It's like their budget stays in a more controlled space, time to market's more controlled, and then they're able to generate that profit. And then you get a better game, it's better optimized. Also, you're a consumer and I'm a consumer, and I like exclusives and I like getting them. I like Nintendo really dumping research into exclusives. I like PlayStation doing it. So it's pro me. Just because you don't want to buy another platform doesn't mean that it's not benefiting some consumers. You're not the only consumer. And a 10 bomb from Wilbur takes it to 497, and Stone Spire's going to steal this one. He's already ready. 497 becomes 498, and then 499, and then there it is, 500. Just like that. Secured both. And now you guys are at 103 versus in the contest. That's tough, Twitch. That's tough. And then True SSJ Havoc and Barath's Chosen are going to roll us over to stretch. So it's now 502. We'll keep track. Every time you guys hit that milestone, whoever hits it gets it. That's the new rule. All right? That is the new rule. Whoever hits it gets it. So whoever hits the milestone, that's the platform that gets the members. So right now, I owe 20 members to YouTube. I'm going to do it when we get the gameplay, okay? Which I probably need to schedule now. Eugene says, go YouTube. You front runner. He comes over to YouTube to avoid the ads, and now he's cheering for YouTube because they're winning. Eugene out here being a front runner. Dog was trying for Agents of Chaos. Well, I don't know who got it. One of you is Agents of Chaos. I forget who it was. I think it was Barath's Chosen. Barath's Chosen. You were the Agents of Chaos. Thank you so much. Okay. Blades of Fire Day 1 edition. It's a weird way to have the category set on YouTube. Give me just a second, chat. I'm just scheduling the gameplay. Ganks gifted you a sub, Eugene. He wants you to come back. And we hit it. We hit the 50 milestone. We hit our 50 goal. Thank you guys so much for doing that. I appreciate it very, very much. Let me okay. Sorry. Like, YouTube was being really slow. This morning, everything I did pulled an error. Like every stream I scheduled pulled an error. It all did. I don't know what the heck was going on. Could we get 50 more likes on YouTube? Guys, take a quick second. You lurkers, you folks that chill all day, make sure it saved your like, all right? Make sure. Add that to the total. We're now at 503. And, okay, stretch goal. Stretch goal. We make Madam play Doom on Friday night. Okay? That's our stretch goal. Let me get a Doom The Dark Ages PNG. I'm going to put it down there, okay? There's a good one somewhere. I had a good one. Is this one? Let me see if this saves as a PNG. Let me see if it's actually transparent. A lot of the times they're not. These fake PNGs out here. Where did he go? There he is. Oh, it's real. Okay, there you go. There he is. There's your stretch incentive. You can make her play. Or play Helldivers. Is that possible? Anonymous with the $10 super chat. Exclusives are important. Big facts loan 100%. Phil said only 4 games are going to PS5. What a big lie. Thank you so much. YouTube and Twitch is equal? All right, now. Oh, they're selling an action figure of Doom Guy, a 7-inch action figure. Not this guy, like an actual action figure that like you can give him like guns and stuff and switch out the shield. Your thoughts on the supposed Switch 2 specs? I've not had a chance to look at it and really even get a grasp as to what in the heck's going on. So yours looks better. I mean, this obviously can really have a lot of love poured into it because you can't move him around, right? I want to get this thing like there's one of them that like when it goes in, it's like perfect, and I can't remember. I can never figure out which one it is for the ball. Yeah. Yeah, he turned out. They did a really good job with him. He's pretty stinking awesome. Oh, there goes the problem when the ball falls out of that spot is it'll yank it out of his hand. I wish they would have like designated one with like a color or something. You know what I mean? So you would like know which one. Because periodically I get it like in there and it's like perfect. Pause. There. Always tough when the ball falls out. Yeah, you never want your balls falling out. You know? Okay, let's do this. Let's end that goal. Sub points. We're close enough on sub points. Let's suspend the goal for now on Twitch. We're trying to get to... What's this thing that it says right here? I don't know what this is. It says... help me earn points to reach plus level 2. 72 out of 300. Oh, so that's the 70-30 revenue split. So we need like 200 more sub points to get there. Okay, I don't want to make that the goal. That's too much. I'll just leave that there. You guys can see that. Okay. You need a little display light. I know. Like I want like a little light to like, you know what I'm saying? Just like that. I need like a teeny... It's all almost like something that would just like run on batteries or something. Something like that. And a $5 super chat tip from True SSJ Havoc. Thank you so much. It's just 4 games, no change to our overall strategy. Don't think this is a signal that everything is coming because it's not. Phil Nocchio Spencer. You know, I feel like that's an easy shot to take, you know, that a lot of people have taken. I told you so. Like, you know, all the mocking and the jeering and all the name calling that all those buffoons did back then, when I said, if you listen carefully to what Phil is saying, he is quite literally telling you that this is not the end of this. Like, so I'm not petty enough to receipt pull on all those people because I just don't care. I knew at the time what was correct, what was right. I knew they were wrong. I knew they would get their comeuppance. There's a lot of that going around. You know, might not happen in a year, might take 4 years and 9 months, but sometimes, you know, things have a way of coming back around. So I don't have an interest in it, but I told you so. I mean, we covered the podcast, and I said, you got to listen to what the man's saying. So people chose to ignore it. People chose to, you know, bury their heads in the sand, and that's on them. Hate him all you want. He's been CEO for a very long time in the industry. Massive amounts of turnover. Well, I think in their mind, I think they've been pleased with his performance because he has kept them in the fight, and they know that that's important. Do you know what I'm saying? I think in the grand scheme of things, they're actually glad that he kept them in the fight, because I think that that's important for, you know, the future of a software company to have a foothold in the gaming market, you know, whether it's through their cloud efforts and now their publishing efforts to be in mobile, you know, all of those things are elements of their business structure that wouldn't be there if it weren't for Phil Spencer. If he would not have been like, no, we're going to fight for the soul of this thing, and we're going to get this thing back on track. So I know that's not like the biggest consolation to people, but so it looks like there is no invert y-axis. Yes. As far as I can tell, yeah, save changes. There's no graphical settings for blades of you can adjust the FOV. Camera shake I'm going to turn way down to like I usually put camera shake to like a 10%. I'm going to put camera bobbing also down to like a 10%. Apply changes. We can mess with field of view like once we're in the game. Auto lock when an enemy dies. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, there's no graphical settings. Now, this game is listed as being PS5 Pro enhanced. I don't know if the demo is PS5 Pro enhanced. The game's listed as PS5 Pro enhanced. When I go to the demo, it's also listed as PS5 Pro enhanced. So I don't know what those details are. There's no settings in the menu of Blades of Fire. We will be playing that in about 30 minutes. So if you guys haven't already, do me a favor, smash that like button on YouTube. It really helps us out. We only need 30 more likes to get to 300. Likes have been a little lacking lately. Could be because we just don't. I try not to hammer on it because we're doing other things, and you guys went crazy with members and stuff today. So it seems smooth to you. Did you try it out? You think it's running at 60? Okay, good. I'm always a little nervous when there's nothing, like there's no performance or quality choices. Like I'm always a little nervous because I got into Revenge of the Savage Planet and I was like, there's no options in here, and then it's a 4K 30 game. And I'm like, I didn't ask for a 4K 30 game. Quit doing that. Quit prioritizing that crap. Likeflation's out of control. It really is. It really is. I need your likes right now, YouTube. It's likeflation. Are you going to try out the launch of Tainted Grail? So this right here, the devs were kind enough to send me a collector's edition of Tainted Grail. That's what this guy is from. And so I'll be granted review access starting tomorrow. There is literally no way I'm going to be able to roll credits on that game before it's... What's Tainted Grail's release, actually? I think it's like a week away, isn't it? Tainted Grail release date. May 23rd. Yeah. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my absolute best to play it and then give you guys a video on it. And then day of launch or whenever they drop the embargo, I will stream the game for you guys and let you know what I think. You have a Stellar Blade figure? No. The Taki one, or Taki, or however you say her name. Taki? It was Taki. Taki? It was Taki. She was my favorite. I wish she was the main character. I thought she was about a gajillion times prettier. Her figure was pretty awesome, but I don't buy stuff like that. That stuff's like, obviously I can recognize beauty and a buxom character as much as the next person, but I'm not going to be decorating my office with it. It was a bit much. The game was a bit much. I liked the combat. It reminded me of Sekiro. It was kind of like a Sekiro with a little bit more of an action injection, and I didn't get any of the outfits. I didn't put her in any of the outfits. I had her clothed the whole time. I'm not interested in that. I'm not going to shame anybody, but people get a little weird with that stuff. I'm like, oh. It's like whenever in Parks and Rec, he's like bowling like a grandma, and what's his name? Ron Swanson's like, son, people can see you. It's like, I always feel like I need to say that to people out here on Twitter. Like, people can see you out here gooning. Just gooning on Main Street. So, watched Tainted Grail trailer for PS5. Was disappointed to discover the game looks like a PS3 rehash. Really? Yo, what's good, Javier Cotto? Let's test what you're saying here. Who has PS5 gameplay? Who are you talking about? Tainted Grail PS5 gameplay. I've got an official gameplay trailer over here on IGN. Hang on a minute. You think this was like... You said PS3 rehash. I will certainly say this thing's not like blowing me away graphics-wise. But this does not look like a PS3 game. I'll grant you that like textures and detail are certainly not showing off the current gen. This is not showing off current gen fidelity. I will 100% agree with that. I don't think this looks like a PS3 game though. I mean, just the fire and the glowing and the lighting alone. You were not getting this level of detail and lighting during the PS3 era. Now you could say PS4, but I'm okay with a game of this size and substance. Like, there's a lot to it. I'm okay with the game looking sort of like PS4 era if I'm getting PS5 performance. Like, if I'm getting 60, if you're running it at a nice resolution, I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay with that because this is not a Horizon. This is not a God of War. It's basically like a Skyrim level game with respect to like depth and gameplay and size and substance. So yeah, I would say that definitely doesn't look like a PS3 game. I think that's a little harsh. And certainly certainly could be forgiven for looking like that, given the type of game that it is. Given the type of game that it is. Let's see here. Okay. A super chat from Anonymous Boss. Microsoft laid off 7,000 people. Literally, most Xbox channels did not talk about it. Watch when PS5 hits 100 million PS5 sold. They will say it's because of Xbox games or twist the narrative. To be fair to my bleed green brethren, I don't think the Microsoft layoffs were coverage worthy. Is Microsoft. It wasn't just Xbox. Microsoft's an enormous company. And if you look at their hiring patterns going back to like 2019, Microsoft hiring chart, isn't that what it was called? Yeah, I need a new one. Shoot. I need a new one. There's a chart. This chart will give you like a slight glimpse into what I'm talking about. This will give you the slightest bit of a glimpse into what I'm talking about. So like if you look at 2019 to 2022, you look at the number of jobs that they have added, okay? So understandably, now that we're at 2025, Microsoft is going to 100% have to rebalance this. All right? This tech boom here because of the sickie, because of the pandemic. This is a readjustment period that we're in right now. So I'm not going to blast them for this. Be like, yeah, there goes Microsoft. Now, that's not the same as when they targeted ABK specifically for significant layoffs and then closed studios, because that's the result of a merger and an acquisition. And all those buffoons who said, nope, not going to happen. They're going to spend $70 billion and they're not going to close studios. They're not going to lay people off. Yes, they did, as many of us predicted that they would. That's not the same as Microsoft as a corporation doing layoffs. Does that make sense? Like I don't think it's coverage worthy. It's like, well, yeah, they've been adding an insane amount of employees since 2019. They're gonna have to readjust. They're gonna have to balance that out. That's too many. They're getting rid of the DEI hires. Oh gosh, we've got an intellectual in the chat. Breaking: PlayStation players love gaming and they buy third-party games at a high clip. They do. They do. Now, no one's going to clip this and put me in their content because this doesn't fit with the he's a liar and he's anti-Xbox and he's a pony. No one's going to do that, right? They're never going to put this level of nuance in their coverage. Ever. Ever. I don't like covering layoffs all that much. I don't think it's that interesting, and especially not in this situation. It was just like, yeah, historically speaking, Microsoft's amount of, the amount of people they've added and hired is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. They're still net. They're still way, way higher. They're still net higher than they were like pre-pandemic. They still have so many people that are employed because of the increase in employment staff that they did. A $5 super chat tip from True SSJ Havoc. To be fair, Lono, I think Skyrim was on the PS3 and the 360. Yeah, but the footage we just watched did not look like a PS3 game. I don't agree with that. You guys are forgetting what PS3 games looked like. You're forgetting. This is Skyrim on a PlayStation 3, okay? Okay? Like the game that we just watched, Tainted Grail, does not look like this. It doesn't. Just the lighting and the shadows and the texture detail alone, it's worlds different. Again, it's an overstatement. It's such an overstatement. Look at his combat. Look at the fire. Look at the detail of the weapons and stuff. Come on, man. And it's 30 FPS. Like, what are we even talking about? Okay, so let's really let you see it. So you think this looks like what we just watched? This looks like PS3. Look at that. Look at that torch. Look at the lighting. Look at the lighting and look at the shadows. Come on, man. Quit it. Look at that. You're trying to tell me that's... Come on. There you go. There's your PS3. Kevin George. Okay, the PS3 Pro. Like, come on, man. Like, get the frick out of here with all this nonsense. You know what I mean, dude? Like, what are we even talking about, bro? It looks like a PlayStation 3 game. What? Did you play games during that era? First person, no thank you. You can play it third person. Yeah. I found gameplay. Look. Mortismal's got it. Wait. Somebody else had it. This isn't the right video. I watched it yesterday. Where did it go? Oh, I might have watched it through Google. So it's not in my watch history. Somebody had a video. It might have been, was it Wolfheart? Yeah. It was Wolfheart. Yo, Trill with 35 months and a VIP. You need to compare it with the new Mario Kart. Thank you, Trill, for renewing your VIP. I think this looks great. I think this looks fantastic. Like, this is exactly how I would play it. This is how I'm going to play it, right? Let me see. Here we go. Yeah, he uses the bow a little bit too close here, so it's not a good showing of the bow. He gets like right up on top of stuff. Some spell casting. Yeah. There's a section where he does some swinging. Come on, bro. Here we go. That looks good to me. It looked impactful, right? Physical response, and obviously you can still play it first person. You know what I mean? If y'all are down with the first person, man, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Keep going. Yeah, big heavy hits. Yeah, impactful hits. I love it. All about it. Combat looks like PS1 Tenchu. Shut the frick up. Shut up. Hang on. I have to add Trill to the total here. Oh my gosh. Remake when? I mean, I'm telling you, the things that people say sometimes, I'm like, what are you talking about, man? I was interested in that game, and then I looked at it. It looks like a PS3 game. What is this? These scam calls are getting out of control. Anonymous Boss with a $5 super chat tip says, GTA 6 for sure will make the PS5 hit 100 million sold. And again, Xbox fans will bash it. And then, again, a $2 trillion company could have competed. Well, the thing is that you can't really ever win that argument because it's not an argument. Right? Like, have you ever argued with somebody where clearly they're in the wrong or they've done the wrong thing, and they're like, yeah, but your tone of voice just really upset me. It's like, what the frick? Like, you're wrong. Like, you're wrong. Like, what do you mean tone of voice? Like, they'll use some weird way to get out of it. Well, it can feel like that in those arguments. They're like, well, they put all these third parties in their showcases. I'm like, you understand that that's like kind of a flex, right? Oh, did I miss you, Alapark? I'm sorry, I did. Trill pushed you up. I did another thing hitting both platforms. Thank you, Alapark, for the VIP renewal. Yeah, let me know, guys, if I ever miss one of your subs. There we go. All right, it's for the taking. It's the new contest. All right, 525 is the next milestone. Whoever hits it gets it. So if Twitch hits 525 or YouTube hits 525, they get the gifted subs, all right? So a 20 bomb would do it. It's there for the taking. Good setup by Alapark. Forgot to do my VIP renewal thing. Hitting both today. I appreciate you, Hex. You the dadgum man. Thank you, sir. Did it. Okay. New adventure. Steel is for those who crave the full experience, embracing challenges and rewards alike. Like tempered metal, it demands resilience and strength. This is the path of balance, where the challenge is present but not overwhelming. Here you will find a world that is neither ruthless nor overly forgiving. Choosing iron means you aim to overcome trials without succumbing to excess. You seek mastery. Bronze is for people wanting the story. Okay, I'm going to go right down the middle. Reformed? Why are you saying reformed? What's that? Or were you trying to type Reforge? You trying to say something to me? Xbox better? Xbox better, dude. Xbox has always been better. Still is. Pray to the gaming gods that Snake Eater sells well. Reformed Gaming. Reformed Gaming would have a very, very different connotation in my circles. I'm like, this guy talking about theology? What the? I swear every one of your shirts is a banger. I appreciate it. Think it's not like that good? Thought it was Regorge. No, that would be that again would be a very different channel. Yeah, that'd be a very different channel. Reborn, that's right. You make it sound like Lono just got out of jail. That's right. Meetings all day. Did you like what you saw from Nightreign? I mean, I liked what I saw for... I liked what I saw for people that are going to play, but I was convinced. I was like, I ain't going to play that dadgum game. I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to. Nope. It's not for me. I'm gonna play it with you guys. I'll play it with Hilly. We'll have a good giggle. But dude, I am not gonna put time into that game. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I was talking to someone about what a game from PS3 would look like to see a remake of. Oh, what? Did I read something you said and I didn't understand what you were saying? We need PlayStation Pro emojis. No. Oh, you better pray that Snake Eater sells well. Right. Yeah, I don't think Snake Eater looks that good either. I think it looks kind of rough. I mean, I think it's going to be great for the fans of the franchise, but I don't think it's going to, like, win anybody over. There were people that, like, never played Oblivion, and they thought that the Oblivion remaster was super dope. I don't know if that's going to happen with Snake Eater. I just don't know. Wolf, I'm not going to be able to show the question right now. I'm not set up for it. When do you think they'll announce the showcase or the state of play? State of plays and showcases are typically announced 1 week before they happen. So I think next week we will get some type of an announcement. They'll either announce the state of play or they'll announce the showcase. I believe the state of play or the showcase will happen, I'm guessing the 29th. I'm thinking May 29th or May 28th. I forget when they did it last time. It could be the 28th, the 29th, or the 30th. They typically like to do things on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I don't know if they've done a Friday before. I can't remember. I think they're typically Wednesdays and Thursdays. So that's my guess. My guess is the 29th. Usually before the Days of Play event. They like to kick off Summer Game Fest, and they do it at the end of May. Excuse me. You had a question earlier. Here, let me see it. Oh, wow. You guys submitted a lot of questions today. I'm so sorry. How do you think they'll handle the Pro when the 6 comes out? Do you think they'll discontinue it like they did with the PS4 Pro? I'm sure they'll do something similar. The timing is hard to know right now, right? Bless you. Thank you. Perfect Image said, sorry, I got to put this out there. I don't understand why people are so fixated on sales of games. It's because they attach it to their value and worth as a person, and so they have to, like, cheer it for it, you know? When Elden Ring Nightreign coming out very soon in the Switch 2 exclusive FromSoft game, the pipeline as well, when do you think the next mainline FromSoft game will be announced? I have no idea. Do you know what game you and Madam are playing tomorrow night? I will play Doom, and Madam will watch. That's kind of what we decided to do, is like have me work through the backlog and have Madam commentate, because her commentary will probably be pretty funny, especially for a game like Doom. If you hit the stretch goal, see down here, the 500, the 600, we'll make Madam play. We'll make Madam play. It'll be real easy. I'll just take her back to one of the levels I've already beaten. It's super easy to do something like that. So, we do need to go over to gameplay, but I need to take a brief break. I need to take a brief break, okay? Do me a favor, YouTube. I need 16 more likes. Twitch, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to hit an ad, and I'll be right back, and we're going to jump into Blades of Fire gameplay. Okay. Time to get into some gameplay. And when you guys support these gameplay streams, it really, really helps. Switching directories. I'll feature it on the channel. Okay. All right. Let me get this tweet sent. All right. We're almost ready, chat. I just got to do like the whole tweet blue sky thing. I hit every platform I can, and then I'll hit the Discord, and then I will give you guys in YouTube a link if you want to kind of head over and get ready. That's the stream. Hit the Discord as well. All right, we'll come over here. Turn on. And then I got to go into this app, and I got to tell it monitor blades of fire. All right, we'll come out of here. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I am diving in for the very first time into Blades of Fire gameplay. This is the Blades of Fire demo, so it does come out in a week. I thought it was pretty bold of them to just randomly drop the demo of a game that I've been pretty interested in since they announced it recently. From 505, they're publishing it. And we're going to be checking it out right now. So if you've been looking for Blades of Fire gameplay, look no other than right here. This is a live stream, so if you're watching this later, hit like, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on my content. I'm going to end the previous stream and bring folks over with Redirect.